again. Hump Day. Goat Milk Diaries. What's up, everybody? I'm letting the hair out today. I'm letting her out. Letting it breathe. No caps on today. No caps on today. Guys, I'm going to start it off quick because this is going to be a quick show. This is going to be one of those. I gotta crack her open. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. So, today, we're going to make it... It's a touchy subject, but we're going to dive into it. A couple things happened in the hobby. Things are going on. We spoke too soon. We were just saying that the hobby's been really quiet. Things have been really serene, real chill, kick back, no problems, right? And then it sticks its ugly head out one more time. Freaking the new cast today. Gotta have it. But before I even take one zip out of this, can't do it without toasting my boy on the screen. Gotta bring him in, my fellow Mexican-American favorite man over here. My burrito and taco sympathist. This is my boy, Mr. Easy-E, Ethan Thompson, baby.
Well, you know who it wasn't going to be popping on screen.
There's no.
If we're going to be real, we're going to know who's not popping on the screen.
We already know. We used to say it was a coin toss. Now we know.
Yeah, man fractured his ankle and his spirit, apparently. We're waiting. We're here.
The man's consistent. I'm going to give him that. I'm going to keep giving him that. He's consistent.
Oh, Doza, I didn't even tell you yet. July 3rd, guess what I'm going to have in these hands?
No. You going into my hood?
Going in your head, bro.
Damn.
I'll take some videos.
Take some videos. If you can saran wrap a few, ship them out to me. I ain't mad at you.
You know what? Because me and the wife are kind of like almost empty nesters now. Because like my daughter works, she got her boyfriend, she does all this shit, and then my little one's even like, "Hey, Dad, my friend's going down south, and we're gonna go to Disneyland and this on July 4th week." Like, I took the fucking week off, like, and I get ditched. So me and the wife are like, "What are me, you, and the dog gonna do?"
Oh wow, already. Okay.
So I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna go down to my spot, get some pizza. We're gonna get some."
Gotta try that spot I told you about. As you're gonna be out there, it's just another 10-20 minute drive, brother. It's a damn good place.
Well, guys, take the drive back. We're gonna do up one though. Highway 1 on the coast.
Okay.
Just live that drive. Windows down. Just
Let your hair whip out in the air.
Bro, just give it to me.
Well, guys,
just give it to me. Give it to me like a fake Reggie stamp.
Let
me start. I'll start it off. I'll get dirty.
I just want to say real quick.
Before I forget, Joey, I apologize. I've been slacking. Saturday, I got mailing to do.
Oh,
going out to Mr. Joey.
Got you the Yoko.
Yeah, it's the Chase one too, but the little dazzle orders, not the black ones.
Okay, gotcha. Guys, I want to say what's up to everybody out there viewing, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Today's going to be a good show, at least for some of us. Maybe some isn't. But it's a love and hate thing, you know what I mean? But honestly, guys, we'll get into it right now. I want to say what's up to everybody that's in the comments. Unfortunately, I can't see all the comments yet for some reason because they're still going through this whole thing between StreamYard and Facebook and all that shit. But we got the Wrestling Fanatic. What's up, brother? He says, what's up, Goat Milk Brothers?
What is good, brother?
What's good? We got Mr. Jim Rogers from the 21st century. Yes, sir.
He's having a good hair day.
Always, goddammit. Looking like Elvis cut. I got Drew. What's up, Drew? He says, good evening, brothers. Always a good hair day, Jim. Always. We got Mr. Platinum Swords.
The consistent one. If he ever not comments, I'm calling in some fucking reinforcements to go find him because he's been kidnapped.
The government finally got your address if you did.
Something.
What's up, Kev? We got Big Kev here, man. What's going on? He says, what's going on, gentlemen?
What
he
up,
says,
Gamer?
what's up, Ricky? We got Mr. Big Green King in the house, Mr. Vini Carquito. He says, "What's up, fellas?"
Hey, Vinny, did you get your tip yet? I've been wondering. Have you gotten your tip yet? I seen a video. I woke up like, I don't know, it was like 6 in the morning, woke up and turned on Facebook, and Vinny's just like, I've been waiting 2 months for a fucking tip. I want my tip.
What's up, old school kid? He says, "Is Tony not on the show anymore?" Well, from what I hear, I don't know. He's negotiating contracts. He contracted a broken foot, contracted a case of the lazies, contracted a case of the no speakies. I don't know. He's between contracts, so
there's 2 scenarios. He's between contracts, or stay tuned for his next podcast, because that's what generally happens around this hobby.
We got Mr. Stone Cold Steve. What's going on, brother?
Stone Cold?
He said he had a distillery tour earlier. No way I make it through the whole show. Brother, hang in there. Hang in there.
I got the Tito's vodka for you, bro.
Adam, what's up, brother? He says, "What's up, boys?" Blue Collar Solid. What's up, dude? What's going on, Andy?
What's is good, Andy?
So, guys, let's get into it right now. He says, "No, sir." Let's get into it, guys. In the hobby, we had something popping up. As much as we try to stay away from the belt hobby and try to get into new things, we definitely had something happen in the hobby. A posting of
you don't say.
I dare say, where there's some fake Reggies going around.
No. Happens to Betsy. No.
I mean, guys,
no. I am blown away. I cannot believe this is even a topic right now.
I get you,
man.
man.
We were going to talk about JoJo Siwa, not fake Reggies.
No, well, you know, it had to pop up.
Blown
today.
Away. Shot.
If anybody says they didn't see that coming, let me tell you, like a hooker on 4th Street in a hotel room, let me tell you, we all saw it coming. Okay, guys. For some people, it's a delicate subject. I'm going to say that nobody is without sin on this in the hobby. First of all, whether you have to me, this is the way I take it. Whether you have a Reggie stamp on the leather, whether you have a Reggie signature etched into the plates, whether you either do or don't have either of those two, but you have the IC, Winged Eagle, or whatever other design Reggie made, it's all counterfeit. It's all counterfeit, and everybody wants a piece of it. You cannot. There's a lot of stress on Ron, right?
So okay, so when we'll dive into this Ron thing, because I think the Ron thing is very. Ron has this fanboys. I've spoken to Ron. I have no issues with Ron.
Oh, neither do I.
I'm one of those people, like, I'm also an optics person, and like I would love for him to, like, if he chimes in or anything like that, wants to get in contact us, wants to come on the show next week, bro, we'll have you on the show. But I'm also an optics person of how things look. So when you're getting into this belt, and we're talking about this belt, so the situation that transpired was he had a dual-plated tag title that he made for himself. This is what he says. This is his words. Yeah. He made for himself that he wanted a Reggie stamp on the belt for his collection. Mind you, I don't care. Like, I would love to get a couple of Reggie stamp belts that I'm not going to sell. Everybody knows I'm not going to sell my yellow Intercontinental. Everybody knows I'm not going to sell my those. I'm not, and I would never try to pass them off as a Reggie. But where the mistake was made was somebody contacted and wanted a dual-plated tag, and couldn't wait for re-leather, so he sold it. And he sold it. This is what he says. He sold it under the pretexts of it wasn't a Reggie. But now it's kind of been hoarded around the hobby as trying to be a Reggie.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't know if that person's going to keep their word, which definitely they're not. It's too much of a damn temptation too much of a temptation. We probably talked about this maybe months ago, God, before this even came up, where I told you guys between our chats, me, you, and Tony, I said, you know what, not that I could never afford a Reggie, I just could never pay the amount of money for a Reggie belt. So I even told you guys myself, I said, man, I'd be willing to even make my own damn stamp. And for my personal collection, have a few belts on there that say Reggie for the nostalgic thing of it. I mean, it's not like anybody's getting a Reggie anymore. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going to match the tooling.
My problem with the Reggie is the gatekeepers. There's some. I feel like there's gatekeepers of the Reggies.
There is.
Are going to validate it or invalidate it really quickly. And those same gatekeepers, their track records have a checkered past of their names have been floated around with fake Reggies and things like that. And you can even look at some of the makers. Oleanis was busted doing a fake TRB. Great Custom Belts is a fantastic maker, but he made a JMAR stamp. He posted it up a JMAR stamp.
Yeah, I saw that, but you know what? It made it look a lot like a JMAR, but it had his info instead of saying JMAR. It didn't say JMAR. It said Great Custom Belts. You know what I mean?
Did it? I see a blurry picture.
I saw a lot of people blow up on that, and when I went to go take a second look, I go, oh no, he didn't put JMAR. What he did was he made it look exactly like if it was JMAR's contacts and everything and the symbols, but it had his info on there. You know what I mean? I mean, this goes a lot. If you guys love anything else other than belts, I just see this way. For you to make a belt and impersonate it as a Reggie is the same as if you like the Dukes of Hazzard and you're a card collector and you go and you make the General Lee. You know what I mean?
I think that's different because it's a tribute.
I look at these belts like a tribute myself. They're all
but look at the gate here. Here's the malicious way to do it, and I'm going to be the devil's advocate in the malicious way to do it. You look at the malicious way to do it. For these guys, it's a license to print $7,500 to $10,000. Dave Milliken, we all know, doesn't produce belts anymore for anybody. What's to say he's not producing Reggie's under a Reggie's name? You have other people in the hobby that I'm this close to throwing out names, but you have other people in the hobby that sell a lot of Reggies that, from what people tell me, are counterfeit Reggies, and it's a license for them to produce $5,000, $7,000 because it's cheap and easy because they also are the gatekeepers of the hobby. Mind you, right now, Dan McMahon is trying to sell a Ultimate Warrior and a Hulk Hogan logo plate.
I did see that.
That Conrad Thompson once claimed was the WrestleMania 6 logo plates from the belts. But then I rebutted, yo, that yellow Intercontinental still intact. Check the pictures right here. I was blocked by him. My comment was deleted. And then it was re-referenced as WrestleMania 6-ish. And he's trying to sell for $12,000.
And really, honestly, there's no way to prove that those pieces were on reused belts. There's no paperwork. There's nothing saying from Reggie himself, hey, you know what? This here came off this belt. Here's the pictures. We removed them. Here is a serial number to this now. And here you go. There's no way there's no way to do it. And that's another reason why. There's another reason why I can never buy a belt from, let's say, Dan or anybody else claiming it's a Reggie, because Reggie's no longer here. There's no way that you have the authentic belt made by Reggie. He's gone. So anything and everything, whether somebody's licensed to do something or not under that name, is all fake now. People just have to get that through their minds. It's all fake.
Folks, what I have for sale for you right now, I'm going to give you the limited time offer. This is the last WWF Hulk Hogan logo plate ever to be on a winged eagle. Right here. The very last one to be on a ring used belt for Hulk Hogan. I'll start the bidding at $8,000. Prove me wrong.
That's right.
Prove me wrong.
Can anybody prove that's not it?
Can you disprove? So that's all they have to do, because they are the gatekeepers of what is a Reggie and what's not a Reggie.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what it is. To be honest, that's really.
If somebody wants to pay me $8,000 for it, though, I'll give you a belt too. So I mean, with that, it's like I could never buy a Reggie unless it was a yellow Intercontinental from a mysterious dude in New York, or something you can trace back, because there's just too many. Rico Man, Reggie's Etcher, other people around Reggie. There's people in the hobby. There's American makers. There's overseas makers that are all producing fake Reggies, or were.
I mean, people that are with the community of these gatekeepers, or even not to throw it out or just throwing this at anybody specific, but I'm just gonna say the elite keepers or elite owners of belts. I feel that those people really can't even voice on this either, because for you to say it's not okay to have a Reggie stamp on the leather, but it's okay to have the Reggie lettering on plates from these people that you love to buy these belts from, Classic Shields, Alianas.
What did Classic Shields do with their? What did Classic Shields do with their exclusive Elite series? Was basically he got sent a Reggie, or they scanned a Reggie or something like that. It's no different.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same as scanning the signature and making a whole new stamp. You know what I mean? You think Classic Shields, being Classic Shields, didn't take advantage of doing that? Who was there to supervise them? Oh, look. Right? We finally have a Reggie belt in our possession. What stops us right now?
We're going to use our ethics in this and not scan that fucking signature, and scan the size, and understand that people are so and that's the thing that's in this hobby. People are so anal in this hobby to prove what's a Reggie and what's not a Reggie. I can go on NWO, whatever the fucking Ron Edwards' page right now, and find out that Reggie spaces his bolts an inch apart. Hey, Classic Shields, spread my bolts an inch apart. Throw that stamp on there. I got a Reggie.
Yep.
$7,500.
Yep. And Blue Collar says, but once a maker passes away, you really can't pass it off as unless you have documentation or somebody that works close to him that can authenticate that it's his work. But okay, authentication. It's the same thing as almost like a car. We'll go back to this analogy. That's why cars have serial numbers. They have stampings of ways for you to be able to recognize any part that came off of a car in any place. And that's the same with a Harley. That's the same with anything that's worth anything that's money. A Rolex. If you take apart that Rolex, they can trace those pieces for that Rolex and see if those parts are authentic that are in there. So for somebody to say, here are these plates, they used to be on this belt, they used to belong to somebody that says they know for sure, that's hearsay. That's hearsay. Come on. I got about 10, 12 of those things in my backside of my shop.
And that's the frustrating part, is like, you see these people and they're trying to convince, because the harder you convince other people that your shit's legit, the more marketable it's going to be down the road. Because I promise you right now, I can get my yellow Intercontinental re-leathered and stamped Reggie, and I could wait 10 years and turn around, because 90% of these people in this hobby aren't going to be around here in 10 years, and turn around and sell that as a Reggie.
Shout out to the warden, Mr. Richard Ward. What's up, brother? Shout out to you, Ben, Mark Maggard, the rest of the boys, Andy Bolger. Yes, sir. They have their show coming on tomorrow. They'll be on. Tune into those guys.
Check it out.
Spanning the globe. Check them out.
I don't know if they're on tomorrow or not, but check out my boys Joey Vatanza and Mike Jones holding down on PTM.
PTM guys, the PTM crew. Shout out to those boys. Platinum Source says, real talk though, with how rough times are today. If they can get a sucker to buy a fake Reggie, then good for them. Hey, there's a lollipop for every sucker. That's what they say, right? There's a lollipop for every sucker. Guys, but my thing is like this. I'm a type of person that, and I've told you guys this, and like I said, I'll admit it. I'll say it right here, right now. I've thought of making the Reggie stamp, making my own belt for my personal collection, and just say, boom, put the stamp on it, throw it up on my wall. Why? Because I'm going for the look. I'm going for the look of authenticity. The look. Now, that belt, if it should ever leave my hands, I know for sure that in anybody's hands that's somewhat of an expert will look at that stamp and say, that's not a Reggie. This letter's not close to this. This little S is missing a little squiggly thing, and this isn't stamped exactly where they used to stamp it. Aside from that alone, there's things like looking at the tooling around the belt, the plates themselves, the artwork. There's so much that gives away a belt.
Reggie's leather was leather was a terrible tooling. Reggie wasn't that great of a leather guy.
No, he was not. He was a good plate. He had good design. He had good plates, good plate work, and he just happened. I look at Reggie like this. He happens to be the lucky guy to be involved at the beginning of when belts started, right, to be involved and started to be made, because before belts it was trophies. And he said it himself. He said that it was a big ass problem taking these trophies apart, putting them in cars, driving around everywhere. So they said there's got to be something better. So they went with belts. So he got lucky.
I had a network logo re-leathered by Reggie Parks. And dude, AJ Giddings, Mendoza, Romeo Anderson, Mrs. B's, Ryan Stokes, all these people are vastly superior leather people than Reggie.
Oh, yes.
You're paying for the stamp.
They definitely. I definitely am a better leather guy than Reggie Parks ever was. I can tell you that. Plus, the man, even if the last 15 years of his work was not the greatest work. Greatest work. His hands moved like this. I mean, come on, guys.
His
Will Bagger. He says he got the notification late. No, you haven't missed any announcement yet, brother, but we're in this whole thing about the whole Reggie fake stamp belt that's going around. No, brother, never shitting the globe.
Never.
It's spanning the globe. Anybody that says shitting the globe, you need to span them cheeks and bend over. Old School Kid says they will say, why does the stamp look Mexican? Of course.
Why does my belt smell like Corona? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that big time. Appreciate it.
And then that comes what we're getting back to with Ron. That is the futile mistake that he made, was selling that belt with the Reggie stamp. So if you wanted to be the asshole when it comes to Ron and his situation, well, you have the stamp made. Who says that was the only belt you made? Because to me, if I'm gonna have a Reggie stamp dual plated winged or dual plated tag, I want an Intercontinental and I want a winged eagle. Where are those others? Because you just didn't do one.
Yeah, you never can do one. It comes in buddy pairs or.
Not saying he did. I'm just. You want to do devil's advocate.
But if he did one, come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Most people aren't going to go through the struggle of having a stamp made and all that for one. I'm going to take advantage of that.
Adam says, even the classic Reggie designs couldn't have been perfect. He was laying stuff out on a Xerox machine back in the day. That's one tough Xerox machine. I'll tell you that right now. And Platinum says, it's the difference between a Fiero Ferrari and a real Ferrari. I mean, there's a difference. There is a difference.
You know, but that's a good question, old school. And I'm actually gonna message Ron that question.
That question kills right there.
Fantastic question.
And you know what? I was making.
And I'll message him right now.
I think I told you this, right? I made an AEW belt way back when, and I remember on Instagram, I got hit up. And I was told not to use that stamp and to not put it on an AEW re-leather. My answer was, and this is facts, I said, you can't tell me not to do that. Because I am working on a art piece. What I'm doing is a art form. It's my expression and my freedom to express myself, to respect, see something, and duplicate that if I wanted to. I'm in no way saying, shape, or form I'm AEW. I'm not saying I'm licensed. I'm not saying that I have permission or not. I'm just saying. All I'm doing is showing off the work. Can you not paint a Mona Lisa if you wanted to? Is that illegal? You know what I'm saying? Can you not paint something you've seen before, even if it's to the T?
That goes back to the semantics. Do you credit the first person that invented a chair with all chairs? Like, you walk a fine line, but I'm actually messaging Ron as we speak that question.
Awesome. So what I'm saying, I've seen a lot of these top tier guys from companies really be upset about somebody using their stamps, but they are and still are and have used and copied the same tooling we see from Reggie, stamping, and everything like that, all and above. You really can't claim stamping on leather either, because that was something that was taken from the world of leatherwork from the cowboys, if you will, when these guys were doing saddle work, and those are the tools of their trade. So even though we say, oh, it's Midwest, or this is this type of style, and this is JMR, they were just using tools that already existed many, many moons before they were even born. Okay, so it's like it's a weird world in what they claim and who claims what. I mean, you can claim a signature. I remember somebody said, what if somebody starts using your signature on belts and leather? Well, then it's a form of flattery to me.
Fuck it.
We all know.
Good enough to bootleg?
Like, I mean, bro, I know where I'm at. People know who I am. They know where I'm at. If they want to get from me, they can get it from me. If some guy in Pakistan starts copying what I do, bro, that's like a compliment to me. If he's gonna copy it down to my signature, I mean, it's a compliment to me. I'm not doing this to be rich.
The disparaging thing in between it all is, you can copy Mendoza's signature. We're going to charge him $300 for a re-leather. The same thing he's going to charge you. The difference is Reggie's a license to print $7,500. You're going to get $7,500. As much as I want a Reggie, I'm going to wait and get a Master Series.
Yeah. that's on them. That's on them. Look, that's not. They can be using my signature on their garbage work. The person that got it from that person paying garbage price and garbage work, that's, you get what you pay for, right? So it doesn't mean it's authentic. People know me enough now to know where to go, where to find me. They know where to go and where to find me. And that is in a way what I mean. It's paying homage.
But it's the resell. It's when you sell it.
Now, my thing is this. Once, I think what makes it okay is when you're open and honest and out publicly saying, hey, listen, this isn't a Reggie. But for those who ever want to own the closest thing to a Reggie, I did a Reggie stamp. I made this to be TV accuracy, not forging, but just I made this to look the most accurate to TV, which
TV
includes,
authentic.
Yeah, this isn't authentic. This is just close to looking. Here it is at this price. I don't have a problem with that. But if there's such secrecy with selling something behind the scenes, in that shape or form, it's a little different, because you have to make it public, because the person you sell that to is not going to be secretive. I mean, they're not going to be out and open. They're going to be secretive. They're just going to turn right around and say, hey, this is a Reggie and I got it from Ron, and I can prove to you that I bought it from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yet he's a respected guy in the hobby, and we all know that he's very capable of owning a real Reggie. So that's the problem. It's who you are in the hobby, what you're selling, and how you're selling it. If he would have gone on all the pages, like on a Friday belt sale, like on the CBB or BBB or whoever, and would have said, hey guys, this is what I did with this belt. I put a Reggie signature, blah, 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 da, da, da. It's up for sale. It's not a real Reggie, but everybody would have had a different take on that. As far as that's what I think. Now you have other things going on, like I saw a posting where they were looking for Guido, and Drabo's going to come up for him now. Because they want his address for the lawyer.
But again, though, is Guido wrong? And I'm gonna back. I've had my issues with Guido, but I'm gonna kind of go to bat for Guido. Is he wrong? Is he wrong in saying, look out for this person that made this belt and sold this belt with the Reggie stamp, and now it's being hoarded around as a Reggie? The thing is with Ron, the ultimate downfall is he sold it with the Reggie stamp. He should have told whoever was that busy or that impatient, look, you're going to have to wait for the re-leather. Because I'm sure Ron's not... Okay, here's the thing, and here's where it kind of gets sketchy. I'm sure that Ron, whatever Ron sold the belt for, I would love to hear the price. Because if Ron sold it for $5,000, we might have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But if Ron sold it for $1,500, then you understand.
Yeah, you can easily see that nobody tried to come up on anybody for that price. Why? Because you're still getting American leather on HD plates for $1,500.
So, but again, that comes down to what was the price of the belt sold for. Now, if it was sold for $5,000, that looks a little bad.
Adam says the crappy part is when people try to pass it off as an authentic Reggie, J-Moore, or whatever. But there are people who would buy 1mm plates on camel hide and swear it's the real thing.
Don't just say camel leather, bro.
Who doesn't like a good camel? Leather, I mean. skin.
Saying?
Especially if it has that unique smell to it.
And I don't want to sit here and preface that Ron did anything malicious.
I don't think he did anything malicious or wrong.
That's the thing is, do I feel like he was malicious in his intent? No. He made a mistake.
Yes. He made a mistake. Honest mistake, I'll call it. Because he did tell the guy, hey, you know, I did the re-leather on this. I did stamp this as a Reggie for my personal collection. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's where I want to give Ron the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, I've had conversations with him. I think he's a stand-up guy. Mistakes were made, and that sucks.
Old school. That's something your comment has brought up. Ron's name is getting dragged around, but these people are not being outed either because this is old school kids comment.
Hey, I'll find a name. Daniel Ripley was stamping Reggie's. Hey, you want to get dirty? We get dirty.
Don't bring him into this. That's my guy. That's my man.
Hey,
that's my man.
I'm just gonna. Hey, he can be your man. He does great leather.
Oh
but
man!
Again, he did something where a mistake was made.
But he does say this. Old school kids comments. The tag got passed around like crazy. There are other people that are not innocent. Exactly. They knew it wasn't a Reggie and tried to scam. Those people need to be outed. Those are the real people that need to be outed, not the source.
If you look at it though, I mean, everybody at one point or another has had their hand in the cookie jar because just names that I've heard: Ollie Honest, Daniel Ripley, ORM. I can show you an ORM NWA television stamp right now. That stamp Reggie. I've heard Classic Shills. You get Ron tossed in. You get Dan tossed in. You get Rusty Miller tossed in. There's so many people you can toss in on this thing where, again, buying a Reggie's it's disingenuous these days.
Brother, you know what's so funny? Adam says, speaking of smell, he says, I got some Classic Shields plays, and when I opened the box, the smell was like I was transported right to Pakistan. Dude, it's a very unique smell indeed. Oh, show. Let me tell you, man. By the way, was that on their leather, or was it just the plates? Because John that does reviews, look at that. Ooh,
you see that? That is an ORM Reggie Parks.
Yeah. See, so, and the thing is, like, I think I showed you earlier today, right? I'm having the Reggie Parks stamp made because people want to know. So I'm gonna have one made. I've always talked about having one made. I'm having one made now.
I'll be honest. What did I say? What did I say?
God, I don't even remember what you said.
I want my shit stamped because I'm never gonna sell it. That shit's gonna be buried with me.
And I'm telling you something, for the belts that I'm gonna have done, there's no way. This is another thing I'll let you guys know. For the belts that I'm using that stamp on, there are belts that Reggie never made. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do my own Bret Hart belt, Bret Hart theme belt. I'm gonna do my own Warrior theme belt, and they're gonna have those stamps on there. I'm gonna make a Shawn Michaels theme belt, and they're gonna have that Reggie stamp because I want something crazy. I want something to be a conversation piece for somebody to look at that and go, "Oh, dude, check that out," and they'll see. And then, what the hell, Reggie made that? And I'll go, "No, he didn't make it." You know, it's impossible for somebody to say he made that because it'll be a custom. So
see, but
it's a good conversation piece.
Just like that. I just want it done to where it says Reggie, and it's gonna sit there, and it's gonna die with me. I don't need to. I'll tell you right now, and this is on the internet, so it's out there. I'll never own a Reggie. I'll never own a Milliken. I'll give me some Master Series. You find me a good deal on Master Series. I'm a Master Series kind of guy because that's what I can trust.
Vinny says there are so many good bootmakers now. I couldn't care less to own a $10,000 Reggie. I had 2 Millikins, so what? Just me though. And I totally get that. I get that 100%.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? But don't lie, Vinny. Tell the truth. What is the best belt in your house right now on leather? Let the people know.
Russia belts Crumline on Mendoza leather. I don't know why I did that accent, knowing he's a Guido.
I gotta get my boy some hardware out tomorrow, man. I've been forgetting. I have straps to mail out. Adam says, just plates. They're going to you eventually for leather, but the packaging materials had the smell. It wasn't bad, just distinct.
So Mendoza, with what you sent me yesterday for the IC.
Yes.
I'm not.
Don't say it.
My issue. I'm not saying it, but my issue is the snap box. I feel like snaps are going to take away.
I'll center it out to where it doesn't interfere much. Maybe by a little here.
What I'm thinking is, I don't really care on that point. Is maybe 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and that's it. As long as it snaps together.
Maybe a 6. Maybe a 6 snap or a 4 in between where you can still.
Yeah,
I get you.
You're on with that.
You're a genius. You're a genius.
Yeah, I just try to be.
Let me go back to this because I love pumping my own. Kev says the Bret Hart Winged Eagle was absolute fire, brother. Thank you, man.
We have our chat, and what I tell you, when you posted that, I'm like, yo, that's gonna fucking destroy the game. That's better than any WWE shop fucking tribute belt. And that's the thing is, people need to look to the leather guys in this hobby to change the game. You can go to WWE shop. I'm gonna buy a fucking Shawn Michaels tribute belt or Brock Lesnar tribute belt. No, you want a fucking actual tribute belt. Go to one of these leather guys that's changing the game. Not something that's mass-produced a stamp that 900,000 people can own. I want
Get yourself real zinc HD plates. Get yourself real 24 karat plating. Get yourself real leather, and get yourself something unique. That's how to do it. I have a customer that I'm doing a belt now for. He said, "Hey, I want to get this belt off the side, Winged Eagle, blah blah blah." I said, "So okay, you're gonna buy it. It's not on sale right now. It's like $400 plus shipping and taxes. You're gonna receive it, then send it to me for leather. The real leather is gonna run you about $285, which is my base price, $285 plus your shipping you're gonna pay. Plus I'm gonna pay shipping to send it back to you. You're close to the $800. Whoo, go for it, brother. God damn." So I'm like, you're close to the $800 range. Why don't you just give me $700? I'm gonna make you a nice theme belt, American made leather on HD plates, and have something really nice, something that's actually nice. You know what I mean? Wrestling Fanatic says, "Would you have a JMR stamp made as well?" No. The reason why is really simple, because of my love for Reggie's work. That's my love for it. That's like, would you ever buy LeBron shoes? No. Would you buy LeBron shoes over Jordans? No. You wouldn't even buy, as much love as I have for Kobe. Would you buy Kobe shoes over J's? Give me some J6s infrareds? Woo! Woo! Come on now. Your mic's canceled.
Let's be real when it comes to belts, right? Jamar didn't make half of the mark that Reggie made. The Big Eagle was fine. Everybody loves the Big Eagle. His tag belts were unimaginable. They were just knockoff Reggie's. Mm-hmm. What else did Jamar do? Did Jamar do the Undisputed?
Jamar did the oval.
He did the Oval IC, which was okay.
He also did the Undisputed. Undisputed was probably his best design, to be honest.
That was probably his best design.
Best design for me.
But when you look at the track record of Reggie, you got Reggie's Hogan 84, 85, 86, 87. You got the Winged Eagle. You got the tag belts. You got the Intercontinental. He's got a lot of work in there.
You know what? I have a good word for this. We have the word replicas and we have boots. Right? We have replicas, the word replicas and boots. Right? There hasn't been a word used in this hobby that we use in the automotive industry, and we call it clones. What that belt was a clone of a Reggie.
You get clones and tribute cars.
So that is something that I would be okay with. If somebody says that's a clone, and I'm going to read this comment by the Wrestling Fanatic. He says, for whoever you sell the stamp belts to, you should have them sign a contract stating that they will know that this is not an authentic Reggie in case they ever try to sell it. That's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you, if I was Ron, if what I would have done, that on the backing,
Stamp
just
something.
like WWE does, either stamp or sew in a patch that says this is a clone or a commemorative tribute belt
made by Ron Edwardson.
That's what I would do.
See, I'm going to go to the... I love Fast and the Furious movies. Fast and the Furious 1. You can make a clone car, or you can make a tribute car. The clone cars are exactly body panel for body panel, bumper for bumper, rim for rim. Everything is exactly movie accurate. A tribute car is just as close as you're gonna get with the means that you have for it. And
Patches, come here. Let me show you this guy real quick, guys. Patches, come here, boy. Come here. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Ah, I can't even lift them no more. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, little man. Oh, God. He's so damn big now. I can't get him off the ground. He's impossible.
He's a big boy.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see if I get my dog. Connor, come here.
That boy's head is this big. Holy crap. Couldn't even get him up.
Up. Good, my boy.
Let me tell you something about us and Guido. Okay, that's a good boy. That's a good boy. That's a mountain dog. Listen.
So Guido's heart's in the right. See, that's the thing is, I want to go after Guido, but his heart's in the right place. I just think his tactics sometimes are displaced.
I will say this. I think it has improved because he's been able to stay under the radar of certain things and ways that he used to have. Out of just curiosity today, I went on there and onto YouTube and looked for certain videos of Sean Randall and things like that. And it's all cleared up. My boy's been cleared up. So we're all good. But I will say that he needs to really tippy-toe really carefully around this whole Ron thing, because he's not dealing with your average Joe now.
Now let me be the Ron, let me be the Guido counterpoint to an extent. What is Ron's argument against Guido when Guido says this guy counterfeited a Reggie, stamped it as a Reggie, and now it's being passed around as Reggie? Where's the lie?
I think I think what it is with Ron is because he's in a certain place in this hobby and in the business that he does, and the type of business he does with certain companies. We're not talking a leather guy anymore that's selling to Joe Blow and who's who. It's right there wrong with defamation of character.
No,
Because-
but okay, let's take this in one way though. Okay, Ron works for Burger King, but he's bootlegging McDonald's. Isn't his employer going to be kind of pissed off that he's bootlegging McDonald's? Once or 100 times.
I'll give you a better comparison because it's a little off to me. He can work for Burger King, but that's like his company getting mad for him because he's posting on Facebook that he eats at home McDonald's.
Apologies, fat man's hungry.
Because
So-
he's not pushing the business of, oh, I make Reggie's. Come and get your Reggie's. I got them right here all day long. He's not pumping out Reggie's. That's not what he's doing. We're talking about one belt he sold from his collection. He made it very clear to the buyer that he made it. It's not a real Reggie.
Did this go like to the episode of Cheaters that we know of? So like I cheated just one. I only cheated one time. Only ever cheated one time. That you can prove. So there's a lot of gray area, and it sucks for Ron because I think Ron genuinely is a good dude, and I think he's legit. I just think there was a fatal flaw and error in one judgment.
Jordan's right. Yeah, I know. Old School says there are some LeBron shoes that are way better than Jordan's. I don't know. They're not as iconic. They will never be as iconic. Yes, as to going back to what belts, Big Eagle, Undisputed Oval IC, European title. There's a bunch of them there. Wrestling Fanatic says, hey Ethan, those 8mm sidebars on the Winged Eagle are sick. Thank you for that wonderful idea.
They just stand out so much more than those dinky little sidebars that everybody puts on their fucking Winged Eagle. I'm sorry. I have taste.
Wrestling Fanatic says, fellas, great show. Got an early morning. Stay safe, fellas. We sure will,
Be
man.
safe, brother. Yo, and again, June, Men's Mental Health Month. Want to make sure we preface that, you know, where we're talking about belts and shit. Excuse me. COVID leftover cough road never goes away.
Oh, God. Hate that.
I've had it for 3 years now.
Damn.
Like, I never had asthma or anything growing up.
But that fucking COVID.
That's the only thing I can compare it to is like, my lungs feel like they dry out and then I start coughing.
Sucks.
It's a fucking weird thing.
Vinny says, Guido takes his shit so seriously. He memorizes the case numbers. I've seen him throw out a case number without looking.
You know, but you know, maybe that's his thing, you know, because hey, Vinny, you're a Hogan dude. You can school me up and down this block on Hogan. Maybe that's just his thing. Tony did not gain any inches. He probably lost an inch.
He actually lost an inch. Yeah, because of a special cast they had to make
For his vagina.
So it has to go for support. It had to go in somewhere. You know what I mean? Okay. But you know, yeah. Old School Kid comments, I think you put a Reggie stamp on the leather. If it's your personal collection, people will go after you. If it's for personal use, I'll be honest with you. If I even had a thought ever to sell a belt that I did that to, I think my first thing that I would do would be to just re-leather the damn plates. Why Why go through the trouble? If my belt's on my wall for 5 years or 6 years and I decide to sell it, just re-leather the damn belt. You'll have a fresh new strap ready for somebody to collect on it. Why sell it on an old strap? Why go through the trouble? You know what I mean? It's
just logical.
Smoking Skull, we tend to forget about that. Smoking Skull was a good design.
It wasn't designed by J-Mar. It was designed by.
But it was that's M. Balk. Matthew Balk.
Yeah.
Matthew M. Balk was the one who designed the artwork for J-Mar. J-Mar was more of the boss middleman type of guy. Yeah, you know,
facilitator.
Yeah. Thank you. Good word for that.
But you know that comes down to it. Is at the end of the day, it's like we can argue what's right and what's wrong. I sent a message to Ron. I hope like maybe we could drag him on or get some clarification. But you know, we want to make sure we just come in and touch bases with y'all, because at the end of the day, we appreciate every single fucking person that comes in here, participates, chats. You know, we can't even get one of the hosts to come in and participate and chat. So, you know, everybody that comes in here is we appreciate you and we value you guys.
Very
much. For
much.
me, it's like, you know, we want to keep it at this hour, you know, and I just had the best pizza in Northern California walk through my door right now.
Ooh.
Haven't eaten like 12 hours and I'm fucking starving.
Brother, you got 3 minutes till we're done, so don't worry, you'll be all right.
We're going.
Kevin says, what's crazy, I see a lot of people selling belts on real and well done leather for dirt cheap. It's almost like the craftsmanship and the time put into these straps meant nothing to some people. And that is true, brother.
It's the market. It's
the market.
It's the market so bad. I think it's the economy. Everything's so bad right now.
What's up, Mr. Brightwave? Welcome to the show. First time commenting. I see it up there, brother.
If you're trying to sell a belt and don't need to sell a belt, hold on to it. The other host is something.
For some reason, we're always missing this guy around some certain subjects of the hobby. I don't know. You might be onto something.
Dude rolls his ankle playing on a trampoline and now can't get on camera because who knows? I'm gonna have to have Joey. Joey, if you're watching or see this, I need you to kind of get into him a little bit, because you know what? It's easy to say you're a podcaster without doing the work, but
he needs motivation.
He needs a little kick in the ass.
Big kick in the ass. Guys, we're almost coming to an end here. We're up to the 59th minute. I just want to say thank you for staying with us and commenting on all of this. We've had other stuff coming up in the hobby, like what was it? I saw something that was not too cool. Something about the comparison between Classic Shields and Arosha's big gold belt. Guys, I just want to say this. Stop comparing makers. Stop comparing the makers on different tiers. Don't
grateful.
Stop comparing Payless to Jordans or Nike. Stop it.
Be grateful that HD prices are coming down. You can get a quality HD belt for $500 now. Classic Shields isn't your only option at $1,500 or $1,800, because at the end of the day, if you're not sucking their dick, you're gonna get blocked, and that's just the way it's gonna be. So on that, just like I said, if you're all elite, if you're whatever elite, if you want to be elitist like that, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's metal and leather. It doesn't make you the person you are. All it is a byproduct of your mentality. So look in the mirror real close, think about it, understand it, realize, and just fundamentalize the fact that belt, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't mean shit. Your wife can hate you. Your kid can hate you. So let's pump the brakes.
And I'll say this. Look, to me, and this is a question for everybody. Please answer this. Because to me, honestly, Classic Shields and RM, even at times the Leonas Altar belts, they don't exist to me. They really don't exist to me. For the price point, they don't exist to me. Not that I can't afford it. Believe me, I have a drum set here worth 5 or 6 belts of the fucking belts they sell. I have electric scooters and bikes worth more than the belts they sell. Guys, honestly, it's not the money. It's just that what they're doing is the same exact thing as everybody else. Yes, their art may be a little more correct, but I'm not paying $1,500, $800 for that difference of moving something a millimeter over or half a millimeter over. I'm just not doing it. Honestly, for me, Classic Shields RM doesn't exist. I'm more about looking at these more lower tier to mid-grade makers and pumping them up and making them better. I'm more about looking at my brothers in the hobby doing leather coming up and giving them the hem and pulling them up to the level where we're at. Because we can only go as high as they push us or we push them. That's how it has to be in this hobby. That's why I share so much.
I've been blocked by RM for 2 years now. You really think I'm even on this fucking wavelength?
Kevin says, I'd agree with that to an extent, Ethan, because a lot of people are still paying the $300 to $400 to get the real leather on their belts. I don't know. I mean, people are paying good money to get leather because it holds a certain price point. You can't really pay for leather any lower than that because shipping alone with good insurance is $30-$40. The materials, the dye, the sealers, the stitching, the everything, the press plates, anything you use, there's a base where you have to start and what you do hourly, what you charge for it. So it's not so much as they refuse, it's pretty much they have to. Because if somebody says to me, I'm not gonna pay you more than $250 for a leather job, I go, good. I got some advice for you. The cheapest way you're going to do a leather on your belt is learn the craft, buy the materials, do it yourself. When you find out how much you're going to spend to get everything, and you're not going to do it right, message me back.
Before we click off here, though, I'll drop this from 8,500 to 4,000.
That, just guys, so you know. That ring used.
I'm doing you the favor.
Ring used. He's doing everybody a favor right now. Holy shit, that's awesome. Dude, I'm going to have to get in your DM right now because that's a hell of a deal. I should be able to get that deal first before anybody. Yes, they are. Thank you, brother. Adam says Orem is working on a nice looking WWE big gold. To be fair, God knows the price though. And honestly, and this is something that I saw a video today. I saw Gary Sutton talking about this as far as like somebody trying to get a few makers plus the maker that he works with together in one team and because supposedly everybody knows that they work together. One thing is working together, and it's another thing to share or pay the use of an equipment or expertise. You know what I mean? So that's been working for a while. Don't be surprised if that CNC machine you see RM making those 3D big golds. Don't be surprised if you see Hyatt championship bells Shayab Hazed from his company, or Great Custom Belts, using that because, or Max Magal, because these guys work out of the same 2-3 buildings that are on that same block that are about 2 to 3 stories high. They all see each other every day. That's no secret to anybody. Some guys pay less, some guys pay more. Only the guy that gives you the best deal is the guy who actually owns and operates and pays their own designer to have that CNC machine work. So it's hard to compare those things, but honestly, you're gonna get the same product from somebody else. You don't really have to go to RM for that plate right there. It's CNC made. On the etching game, I would say stick to RM. But if we're talking CNC work, you don't need to be RM prices. You don't. My boy Ethan, I know you got that amazing ass pizza to get to, brother. My boy signing off. I'm going to stay with you guys for just a couple more minutes.
Yeah, you guys be good. I appreciate y'all for watching. Like I said, I messaged Ron. Hopefully we can get some enlightenment and maybe we pull him on for a few minutes next week or whatever. We'll figure that out. Appreciate y'all.
For sure, my bro. Take care. Enjoy. Food is love and love is food. Guys, we got Mr. Bright commenting here. Let me read his comment. He says, to me, the leather is very important. Literally, it is the glue and the substance that of the belt. The plates are important, but you can get a quality maker of plates, SD and HD. You can. And I've always said this, that nobody ever gets the plates for too long and says, I want to hold this belt because of the plates. No. People usually hold the belt because the damn leather feels so good. They love the way it flops and moves and sits on their shoulder, the whole thing. They love the way it sits up and all that stuff. So leather's probably, I think, I want to say it's 60% of the belt. Leather. I really doubt you can do that. I really doubt you'll do that, brother. James, what's going on, man? He says, hi, guys. How you doing? First time viewer. Glad to have you on. Anytime you're on here, brother, this is an open line of comments. You can comment whatever you want. We will opinion, talk, or do whatever you want with it and bring up the subjects of what's on people's minds, brother. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Kev. Adam comments. For me, it's the artwork that really puts plates over. I'm picky and notice tiny details that a lot of makers don't get right. And yeah, you can, and you know, I used to do that for a while, but honestly, it's just a weird batch of things, the way the things get done. So like, you can have awesome 100% correct plates, but the leather is crap and the finish is crap and the plating is a little weird or discolored and things like that. I have a guy that I don't consider a maker. The guy that I work with is a fabricator, and he does exactly what he is. He's a fabricator. He doesn't mess with leather. He doesn't mess with anything. He focuses on the finish of the plates, the polishing, and the plates and the artwork. So there's a lot of things that I can get picky on a winged eagle, but I'm not going to get picky about the feathers on the tail. I can get picky about the size of the lettering, where the head of the bird is supposed to be, how flocked the wings are supposed to look, things like that, or the cut around the top. Those kind of things I can get picky with, but I'm not going to get picky about, oh, the tail feathers look wrong. They're supposed to be looking like this and that. I don't give a shit. It's just too small of a fuzzy detail to care about that. You know, that kind of thing. If I really cared that much about a belt, if I really wanted perfection, I'm not going to be looking for a bootleg. I'm going to be looking for an authentic Reggie, because that's the only way you're going to know you get the right thing. You're not going to look for a guy that used to work for Ferrari building a Ferrari for you. No, you're going to look to go to Ferrari that built the car, and you're going to go out and buy that car with a serial number and authentication and everything that no, you bought a damn Ferrari. That's what I'm talking about. Kev says, man, I wish I had the money right now to grab what you posted earlier. That's a hell of a deal, man. I hope some. What I posted earlier, guys, was a press machine. You go on Amazon, it's about 150, 130 bucks. It's not that much money. It's a good investment, but I only recommend it if you are going to be doing really large plates. If you're going to do a stamp plate, you don't need it. Go to Home Depot, get yourself a 5-pound hammer. Whenever you get your stamps, get them with a handle, and you pop that sucker a few times on the floor or steady table. You don't need it. You really don't need it unless you're going to be doing large stamping. Mikey DeCarlo, what's going on, brother? He says, when I won the NWA Continental Championship in 2018, the leather was trash. However, the place was amazing. Holding an actual NWA title was cool. Brother, that is awesome to know. Awesome to hear. Glad to have you on the channel. Thank you for commenting. Mikey DeCarlo, I will definitely look you up, brother. That sounds very interesting. NWA Continental Championship in 2018. Now that's the thing. The reason for that also is that the NWA, and again, this all has to do with budget. Either you get a belt like that from an overseas maker for like $1,500, or you go to the source. Reggie was gone already. Actually, no, 2018. I think he was still here. Reggie would have charged, God, I want to say maybe $6 to $7 grand for that belt, which is a big hit in anybody's budget. Tough, but that's actually cool as hell, brother. Look this guy up, Mikey DeCarlo. Go into his channel and check him out. You guys might see something cool, guys. We'd love to have you share that on the show too. Come on in anytime. Adam says, half the fun for me is figuring out what those details are. Of course, then I notice what everyone gets wrong. It's fun to get into the details, but don't chase that rabbit hole too much. It will never be what you want it to be. Oh, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say why. Because even if you hand Classic Shields a authentic Reggie belt, I think it would take them more than a few months to perfectly, authentically reproduce what they see in their hands. So enjoy the belt for what it is and what you get it for, man. Because honestly, a lot of these belts, we're just taking them and putting them on shelves. It's not like you're going to use them in the ring. It's not like you're paying all that money for them to go in a promotion. It's not like you're paying all that money for them to be in a museum where people are going to come around and see them all day long. It's not how it goes down. So enjoy your belts for whatever you get them for, guys. Kevin says, I'm thinking about just ordering plates from makers now opposed to the full belt. Is there a good drop off in the price when you do that if you're doing that? You know what's funny is, I'll tell you this, from my experience. First, ask them how much the belt would run you. Right? Oh, it's almost that time. Sorry for the yawning, guys. They're going to ask you what belt you want. You tell them exactly what you want. They're going to give you a price. I would say negotiate that price with the belt maker. If he says $500 for a full belt, get him down to $450. Get him down to $450, and then after $450, say, hey, what if I just want plates? Maybe you'll get lucky. You'll say, hey, $350. But don't go to him first and say, hey, I want these plates. How much are you going to give them to me? Because he'll say $500 right off the bat. So come at him a different angle. Ask him for the belt first, complete. work that price down, and after you've worked that price down, work them down on the price of the plates. Thank me later, guys. Adam says, that's why I ended up making my own artwork for the Big Eagle. At least then I get all the bits, and they are important to me. And what's funny is you probably gets all the little bits and pieces you're interested in getting right, and then you're going to miss something. Something will be wrong. But, you know, that's how it is, man. Take it and run with it, brother. Guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for coming on here. Cheers and a toast to everybody. This is the channel where men can be men, and we are safe to say whatever we want to say, guys. There's no judgment here. See you on the next one every Wednesday at 9 p.m. We'll see you here on the Goat Milk Diaries. Join the group, the Goat Society on Facebook. Recommend us, guys. Share us, please, guys. Share us, recommend us, the Goat Society on Facebook, okay? Join Mendoza Craft on Facebook, and you can find me on Instagram, Mendoza Craft 1. Guys, I will see you. Enjoy the rest of your night. God bless all of you. Hope you guys are good with your families and everybody is doing well. I'll see you on the next episode. Just like Dr. Dre said, he's to see you on the next episode, baby. I am out of here. You guys enjoy your night. Later. Peace.